65 million years ago, dinosaurs vanished. 200 million years ago, they didn't even exist yet. But 260 million years ago, Earth belonged to a creature so terrifying, so brutally efficient, so overpowered, that even evolution later said, okay, that was too much. A predator with saber teeth longer than your fingers, a bite force that tore bone like paper, a sprint that outran anything alive, and a brain smart enough to strategize hunts. This creature wasn't a dinosaur. It wasn't a mammal. It was something in between, a terrifying blueprint of what the future would bring. Meet Gorgonops, the apex predator of the Permian era, the animal so deadly that nature itself eventually erased it. Today, we're going deep into the life, power, rise, and mysterious vanishing of one of Earth's most unstoppable killers. This is the story of the monster that was simply too strong to exist. The nightmare before dinosaurs, before T-Rex, before velociraptors, before any creature you've seen in a Jurassic Park movie. There was Gorgonops, living 260 million years ago during the Permian period, an age where Earth looked alien. No flowers, no birds, no grass. Weird reptile mammals everywhere. Hot, toxic atmosphere. Violent storms. Endless deserts. Giant insects. And in this harsh world, survival didn't go to the strongest. It went to the deadliest. And nothing was deadlier than Gorgonops, the first saber-toothed killer. Everyone knows the saber-toothed tiger, but few know its great ancient predecessor, Gorgonops. Its weapons. Massive saber teeth up to 6 inches long. A bite force powerful enough to shatter bone. Deadly forward-facing jaws. Skull shaped like a blade. Extremely sharp incisors for ripping flesh. Ability to open its mouth incredibly wide. And unlike the Smilodon, saber-tooth cat, Gorgonops didn't rely on ambush. It relied on pure aggression and speed. This thing didn't sneak up on prey. It charged at them like a demon with knives for teeth, a body built for predation. Gorgonops was 8 to 10 feet long, with a muscular spine, long limbs, and a flexible, almost cat-like body. Think of it as a mix of a tiger's agility, a wolf's endurance, a crocodile's biting technique, a Komodo dragon's hunting brutality, and a reptile's resilience. This was an animal ahead of its time. It hunted with warm-blooded energy, despite having a reptilian structure. This means it sprinted, chased, attacked, and pounced with the intensity of a big cat, something evolution hadn't even invented yet. The world wasn't ready for a creature this advanced. The hunt, speed, teeth, and merciless precision. The Permian world was full of prey that were slow, heavy, and poorly defended dicynodonts, pig-like plant eaters, pariasaurs, armored cows, Scutosaurus, massive reptilian tanks, and Gorgonops tore through them like nothing. Here's how a hunt went. A herd grazes peacefully. Shadows dance across the sand. The ground vibrates. Something fast approaches. A blur emerges. Gorgonops. It lunges forward, body low, muscles firing, eyes locked. The prey tries to escape. It doesn't matter. Gorgonops leaps, clamps its saber teeth into the neck, and the fight ends instantly. Its teeth sliced through windpipes, arteries, and bone. Most predators kill for survival. Gorgonops killed with precision. A brain evolution wasn't ready for. This is where things get terrifying. Gorgonops had a brain significantly more advanced than other predators of its time. While most Permian creatures operated purely on instinct, Gorgonops had better coordination, faster reaction time, problem-solving skills, visual depth perception, pack-like hunting strategy. This wasn't a mindless reptile. It was a smart, fast, warm-blooded killer living in a world full of slow, cold-blooded victims. Imagine a modern tiger teleported into a world of giant tortoises. That imbalance is what made Gorgonops unstoppable. The rise of a super predator. For millions of years, Gorgonops ruled the earth. Every ecosystem, every environment, every food chain. It became the Permian version of the T-Rex. While other species evolved slowly, Gorgonops evolved with precision. Larger species appeared, faster runners emerged, stronger biters evolved, smarter hunters developed. It was the perfect predator in a world easy to dominate, but this perfection came with a fatal flaw: too successful to survive. When a predator becomes too efficient, it destroys everything it depends on. Gorgonops was too good at hunting. Its prey populations began to drop. Entire species disappeared, not because they couldn't survive the environment, but because they couldn't survive Gorgonops. And when prey collapses, the predator collapses too. But Gorgonops had no idea that something much worse was coming. The day the world turned into hell, the Permian-Triassic extinction, the greatest catastrophe in Earth's history. Not the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. This one was far worse. 90% of all life died. Oceans turned poisonous. Atmosphere became toxic. Volcanic eruptions lasted millions of years. Global warming beyond imagination. Forests collapsed. Food chains disintegrated. The world became uninhabitable, and apex predators are always the first to go. Gorgonops starved. It overheated. It suffocated. The world it dominated was gone, and without prey, without forests, without stable climate, even the most overpowered predator cannot survive. This was the end of Gorgonops, not by another animal, not by competition, not by weakness, but by the planet itself, the creature that shouldn't have been. Scientists studying Gorgonops fossils discovered something shocking. It wasn't a dinosaur. It wasn't a reptile. It wasn't a mammal. It was a therapsid, a transitional creature that eventually gave rise to mammals like us. Yes, the monster that terrorized Earth is part of our evolutionary family. Gorgonops may be our distant ancestors' cousin. Humanity didn't evolve from dinosaurs. We evolved from creatures much closer to Gorgonops. The real monsters are hidden in our DNA. Why it vanished. The final truth. After millions of years of dominance, Gorgonops disappeared forever. Why? The answer is simple and terrifying. Gorgonops wasn't just a predator. It was an evolutionary experiment. A creature too fast, too smart, too strong, too deadly for the fragile world it lived in. It pushed ecosystems to the limit. It pushed prey past extinction. It pushed nature into imbalance. And when the great catastrophe hit, only the flexible survived. Gorgonops was perfect. And in nature, perfection always dies, because evolution isn't about strength. It's about adaptation. The ultimate predator could not adapt, and so it vanished, a monster that still lives in us. Gorgonops has been extinct for 250 million years, but its shadow still follows us. We inherited the warm-blooded energy. We inherited the agility. We inherited the intelligence. We inherited the predatory instinct hidden inside our biology. Every mammal alive today, from lions to wolves to humans, carries a fragment of what Gorgonops once was. It ruled the world before dinosaurs. It dominated the earth before mammals existed. It set the blueprint for the predators that came after, and then it vanished, not because it was weak, but because it was too strong to exist. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.